Hello there everyone, your fluffy armchair Admiral Latur is back with some more hot ship action. Today, as this is a bonus video, it's not scheduled and it was originally not scheduled, but well, when I was reading forums on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, I noticed that many people are struggling with some missions that I've already cleared out, and I got some idea how to finish them, so I decided to take my take my try on how to complete certain missions. In this case, it's called German Raiding Squadron, which we've already covered a few episodes ago. However, back then I've been trying to build cruisers that are as effective as possible. In this case, I will build cruisers that can use only normal guns. We can't use any torpedoes, and let's see if we can defeat that convoy, if we can eventually sink 12 transport ships before we get sunk by escorts or transports themselves, or before the timer runs out, because the mission obviously have some time limitations. My commentary on this one can be really poor because I haven't been focusing to actually record a video, but during my test while I was recording, because I've been recording that anyway, I noticed that it's gonna make a quite good video anyway, even with slightly weaker commentary than you might expect. Or perhaps it went even better than normal videos. We'll have to see. Anyway, not much editing was put into this one, so I do apologize for that. However, it's a bonus video, so who would complain? Anyway, enjoy watching the show. Latur, out. Alright, so let's test it. Speed is going to be low. We're gonna use multiple expansion steam engine, coal-fired boilers, induced draft boilers to get that engine efficiency a little bit higher. Obviously we don't have enough funnels, anyway. We don't have enough draft from those two funnels. What else? Crap armor 1, because that's the best we can go for. Barbette 2, again, slightly better protection. Just generic armor that was on the base design. We got 2.5 inch belt, 1.4 belt extended. That has to be enough. We are hoping to actually not get hit too much. We are going to keep our distance. If we have to, then we will eventually run from the enemy. As for weaponry used, I went with slightly different approach. I'm gonna use 4-inch guns with increased ammo and increased weight of shells, so that will bring up this damage a little bit higher, while at the same time it will allow me to have much more ammunition with me. You can see there's 405 shells per gun, and I got just as much guns as I can fit, which is 1 at the front, 1 at the back, and 2 extra guns on each broadside. On top of that, there are 2 casemate 3-inch guns on each broadside, so that is my combined firepower, and that has to be enough for our ship to eventually kill off the enemy. We are not taking any torpedoes. We are trying to approach this mission without using any torpedoes at all. And we will have 2 cruisers to eventually fulfill our task. So let's give it a shot. We need to sink 12 transport ships, and hopefully we are going to succeed. Hopefully. Because I just can't see it. I'm just kidding. Right, so our enemy will be one battle cruiser and one heavy cruiser that might eventually try to defend this convoy. So I'm definitely going to detach my cruisers, and I'm gonna send one there and one in there, so they're gonna split. I don't want my cruisers to be in the same place. We will be using hit and run tactics for the next 2 hours, and hopefully that is going to be enough to destroy the enemy. I might need to make few cuts in this video because it might get really too long. We'll see. Okay, unfortunately I can't name all my ships, so first is called CL Test 1 to mark the amount of testing I've done. So this is first approach to this mission, while we are trying to finish it using only guns without any torpedoes. Okay, let's see what we can find. Northeast. Okay, so the convoy is moving. I'm going to be... There we go. First ships have been spotted. And these are... Is that a warship? That is in fact a warship. Right. I need to move him away. Definitely don't want to engage directly with a heavy cruiser, and I need to focus on spotting those transport ships, because that is my goal. I don't want to engage with that battle cruiser or heavy cruiser. Okay, I've spotted my first targets. So these guys are going to be my target, while at the same time okay, first shots have been fired. I'm going to deploy smoke because I really don't want to get hit by those shells, and I got hit by those shells. Right. Also, enemy transport ships are equipped with some guns, so I will have to use hit and run strategy. So far I'm doing good. My shells are doing great job on those transport ships. I'm actually surprised how well that goes. I'm obviously using Lyddite, or to be more precise, Lyddite 1, with those 4-inch guns. And so far, first transport ships is doing pretty good job. Right. But I need to fall back a little bit to let my smoke to recharge. Oh, I'm getting some light hits from the enemy, but it's nothing that I couldn't deal with. Right, as long as my engines are up, I should be alright. But enemy has quite good accuracy, I have to give him that. Okay, so first transport ship is sunk. My cruiser have automatically switch to another one. The other cruiser is a little bit out of position, but I'm going to move him a little bit forward. And considering what is the direction of those transports, they are coming from the southeast, and that's where this formation is stretching. Considering where the shots are coming from, cruisers are somewhere in this area, so I'm going to keep on the opposite side of the convoy from them to increase that distance, while at the same time I will keep short enough distance to be in range of my guns and be able to sink those transport ships. Again, I reacquired sight of enemy cruiser, and enemy cruiser is now turning. Okay, I am scoring some hits on enemy transports. We should be alright. There's 1 hour and 42 minutes left. And enemy cruiser stopped shooting. So far we are doing pretty well. I think some of those transport ships have crashed with each other. Okay, cruiser came close enough to actually start shooting at me again. I need to increase the distance. Yeah, some of those transport ships have actually collided. That's why there is that weird sound. Again, some shots are falling very close to my cruiser, and I still can't decrease the distance because my smoke screen is not up yet. I still need to wait a minute. Oh, those were very close shots. And again, some shots have fallen very close. Another cruiser is re-engaging. Okay, I think Moon is going down very soon. We've lost sight of enemy cruisers, and so far we are doing pretty good. One very important thing to note about this mission is that transport ships are not particularly fast. So as long as your cruisers are faster than transport ships, then all you have to do is to outmaneuver the heavy cruiser and battle cruiser. Obviously, in normal scenario, those two cruisers would probably aim to maneuver closer to you, and they will start chasing your ships. But that is something that you need to keep in mind. And always control your fleet or your ships. Make sure that they keep their distance from the enemy, because when you get too close to those cruisers, they will start to land shots on you, and you definitely don't have any armor. Obviously 1 hour and 35 minutes, that's not much time. We still have to sink 11 of those transport ships. I will have to charge a little bit more into enemy later on throughout the battle. But for now I can benefit from increased range, and hopefully I can burn this transport ship. I've already started to land some shots on the other one, and I'm doing pretty good job. I should be able to sink another one really soon. So far I'm not under fire, which is even better. Okay. Enemy cruiser has opened fire at Regensburg, so that means I need to start maneuvering. Otherwise I might get caught in really bad situation. Need to switch my fire to Moon again to try to finish him off. Come on, come on. Just land some shots. I might in fact use my smoke screen to increase the accuracy of enemy cruisers. Okay. Test 1 managed to sneak up on the back of the formation. He is now under fire, so I will use smoke screen again to keep my distance from the convoy. And so far I'm doing pretty well. Okay, another merchant ship has been hit really hard. Smaller caliber in this case is actually helping me because I'm not making any over penetrations, and whatever I hit is actually doing quite a lot of damage to the enemy. That's another very important thing about this game. If you take too large caliber, it's not actually helping you in certain situations, because when you over penetrate the targets, you are literally not doing too much damage. I still need to keep my distance from the convoy because enemy fire is getting close and close to me, or closer and closer to me. But so far I'm doing pretty good. I managed to sink only one of those transport ships, but I damaged at least 3 or 4 of them. They are pretty clustered, so even if I miss some shots, they still land quite close to enemy transports. Right now the volume of enemy fire has increased on Regensburg, Regensburg. So I am going to fall back a little bit to keep the higher range of engagement, at least for now. I am constantly scoring some hits on enemy cargo ships, which is very good. Higher range is definitely helping me in that. Enemy cruisers are on the other side of the convoy, which again is only helping me for now. I lost sight of some of the transport ships, but that is not a huge problem. The problem is that enemy cruisers started to be a little bit more aggressive than they used to be. Right, transport King George V. He's flooded. And now he is on fire. Okay. Again, enemy cruisers started to fire at CL Test 1. But I scored a few more hits on King George V. Hopefully that will be enough. I still have plenty of ammunition, so I should be alright. But I can't get too close for next 3.5 minutes, or pretty much for next 4 minutes, before my smoke screen will reload. I don't want to risk being right in between those transport ships without having any sort of distortion to enemy aim. Because as you can see, shots are landing very close to me. Good thing is that I didn't rush into the convoy, because some of those convoy ships are actually equipped with guns. Right. Managed to go a little bit too far. Okay. Yeah, I need to chase the convoy a little bit. Okay. And that's how I reacquired the... Wow. Moon is still operational. Right, I need to be a little bit more aggressive than I used to be. But just a little bit. Okay, I scored another hit on Moon. Hopefully that's gonna be enough. The best hits that I can score are those flooding hits, because they will actually put those transport ships down. They are all running towards their escort. I think Vanity is going down. No, she managed to save it up. But again, some of them transport ships have collided. Vanity and Moon are definitely going down. I now moved in close enough to... Okay, there we go. That's one. Some of the transport ships have collided again. We will see more of that because they are in very tight formation. But for some reason, volume of fire coming from escorts is pretty low, even though I'm very close to those transports. I think I managed to somehow drag enemy cruisers a little bit too far away. Before they will come back onto me, I might be able to actually cause some damage to the enemy. I will try to aim one of those collided transports, because that will help me to score more and more hits. There we go. First one is already scored. Yeah, that is absolute massacre. There we go. Wow. Actually going for guns wasn't that bad idea. Right, Portia is probably going to sink really soon. Come on. Yeah, we are getting there. We are getting there, definitely. Time to reduce the distance a little bit. Oh, I completely forgot that I got secondaries right now, because when you select main guns as 4 inches, those casemates are counted as a secondaries. I want all my guns to be aiming at the same target from each ship. Again, I'm not being fired. Well, I'm not under fire, which is very good. Portia is still alive. Swift is in bad condition. Fervent is in bad condition, but that's because they collided and they both got hit by Regensburg, which definitely helped me a lot. I don't seem to be scoring those flooding hits on Portia. Fire is not doing that much damage, unfortunately. So it's gonna take some time before I can sink her. But we are getting there. I might in fact slow down a little bit to keep up with the transports until I get under fire from the enemy. Okay, that's another transport down. I will put down Swift because that's the closest target it is from test 1. Enemy transport started to actually land some shots. I got a little bit too close to those transports, and they definitely are landing some shots on CL test 1. I do not like that because the more damaged my cruisers are. Oh yeah, the fire started to be too high. I don't want to get that close. So let's pull back a little bit so that my cruisers don't get damaged without a reason. And I should be alright. Okay, flooding hit on Swift. She should go down. That Fervent went down. Regensburg got under fire from transport ships. I need to pull back a little bit. I went too aggressive on this one. That's for sure. I need to keep my distance. Okay, Regensburg is aiming at Fox Sound, so I'm more than happy to let him do that. We are pretty much 1 hour into the game. We managed to sink, how many was it? 5, 6 already. So we are pretty much halfway through. Okay, we just got under fire from enemy cruisers, so that means we are getting into the area which we shouldn't be. So we can turn around. Okay, Swift just sunk. And my cruisers are turning around. So I can keep the distance of engagement at the pace that I want to keep. Okay, I went a little bit too far away from the enemy. Again, keeping appropriate range of engagement is going to help me. Keeping it too low is going to kill me. Keeping it too far is going to delay my mission too much. I need to keep that in mind. Okay. And enemy cruisers stopped firing at me. That's good, that's good. Okay, Admiral is sinking. Well, maybe not yet sinking, but it's on its way. Canopus has engine damage, which is definitely good. I need to move slightly closer, reduce my speed to half, to eventually help myself to keep that distance and improve my aim. Okay, I think that was enemy firing. Yes, that is enemy firing at me. So again, speed needs to go up. I need to run away from this engagement, because enemy is getting really close with its shots. I did manage to score some hits on Admiral, and she is pretty much all on fire. So I might eventually be able to sink her from the sheer volume of fire that I already managed to pour on her. Come on, couple more hits, please. She is sinking really nice. Okay, King George V. Very close to CL test 1. So we might benefit from that reduced range. Beautiful, we've scored some massive hits on them. She's flooding, fantastic. Albemarle is almost at the end of its structure. Hopefully she's gonna burn, but I really want to make sure that she's going down. Okay, CL test can push a little bit forwards. Regensburg can slow down to half speed. I think I've just scored another few hits on Albemarle. She is on fire, even more than she was. Wow, King George V is now being absolutely torn apart. Beautiful. Canopus right next to Albemarle. Another good target to hit. CL test is going to switch to Rainbow as soon as we finish with King George V. Just need to make sure that they go down before we proceed with any further chase. Wow. Surprisingly, that mission is going really well. Okay, so that's Canopus dead. Regensburg is absolutely too close. I wanted to finish off Rainbow. Okay, fantastic. So I can push forward while both of my cruisers are tearing Rainbow apart. They should pretty easily deal with it. And then we can proceed with more transports. We should be able to chase them up. I need to definitely speed up my cruisers. Wow, yeah. At short range, those guns are absolutely tearing apart Rainbow. And those, well, basically those transports are literally torn apart by those guns. There we go. And enemy is spotted northeast. Right. I haven't kept count on how many transports I sunk. Unfortunately, there is no count anywhere. But I should be very close. I think right now I'm at like 8. So I'm getting pretty low on time, but I should be able to get to the enemy and eventually sink some more transports. Come on, come on. Stop hiding. I know you are somewhere here. For some reason, I lost sight of you. To the north. Come out, wherever you are. There we are. Archer, our next goal. Both my cruisers. Beautiful, beautiful. First hit, and we've already basically torn apart this poor little transport ship. Surprisingly, I can't catch up with remaining transports. It's not a big deal, I'm still way faster than them, and I got 34 minutes. Archer went down within like 2. Come on. You are going down, sir. There we go. That's another one down. And more enemies are up on the north. So let's get them. For some reason, those transports managed to run pretty far away from me. Again, it's not a big deal. I can do 24, 25 knots, while most of those transports can top up at 14, perhaps. So, not a big deal. Another one is spotted. And that's Foxhounds. I think that was one of the front ones. Wow, I went pretty far away from those transports, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm sure I'm gonna catch up with them really soon. Oh, that is unfortunate. Foxhound is really torn apart. Yeah, she's really going down. There we go, that's another transport. Oh, some shots are landing on Regensburg. I think that's a yes, that's a Foxhound. That's equipped with 3-inch gun. Warspite is also one of the armed transports, so I need to watch out on that. But we are literally tearing that thing apart, regardless of its 3-inch guns. "22 minutes till the end of the mission. We should easily be able to sink a couple more of those transports. Okay, I just got informed that time is running out. I know about that. And there we are. With fog sound sunk, we managed to complete this mission with using only guns. Not that hard. It was pretty close call by the end, because obviously we had to spend extra time to chase the convoy. We've lost some time on that, but that is a skill that everyone needs to acquire, which is pretty much a combat control, or some sort of like a distance control, where you always know where you are, where your enemies are, what's your goal, and how do you want to approach your goal in the easiest possible way, or in the safest possible way. So obviously if you would get hit too much by those transports, by keeping too close to those 3-inch guns that were shooting at you, or if we would be too close to those cruisers or battle cruiser, we would be torn apart a long time ago, and obviously our mission will not be successful. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to share your comments down below. Have a great day and see you all later. Later. Out.